Hola, buenas tardes. Yo soy Miguel Ángel Omelí. Tenemos contacto con varias universidades de Estados Unidos, sobre todo, que vienen a hacer los tours de aprendizaje sobre migración. Son proyectos de escuela. Vienen constantemente para realizar los alumnos un proyecto. Básicamente a ellos los llevamos a comunidades que tenemos nosotros contacto para que ellos vean, conozcan qué es lo que hacen. Haverford ha sido muy estrecho con Casa de los Amigos. Nos apoyan, tenemos un voluntariado también con ellos. Ellos nos mandan por 10 semanas en el verano a unos voluntarios para ayudar a la casa, igual para también que les sirva como una especie de, pues como servicio social.
My name is Cartman. I'm Executive Director of the Haverford College Center for Peace and Global Citizenship. We're here as part of a learning experience. Students have been studying migration in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and for the last several months, and now we're here in Mexico and in La Comunidad, in the community also, to learn from people and organizations that are most affected by migration and from families that experience migration and separation through migration. For me, it's the first time to be in this part of Mexico, and I've only spent little bits of time in Mexico before. But the college has had a 12-year relationship with La Casa de los Amigos, a Quaker organization that receives migrants in Mexico City, and I'm here through that relationship. We think it's important that from our side in the United States that we do as much as we can to learn from the people who are most affected by policies and ideas that come from the United States sometimes. So we're here to learn from people who are the most directly affected by migration policy, to hear their perspectives, and really through connecting with them, one thing that's very clear is that everyone has human dignity, every human matters, we should be in solidarity with one another, and we through being here really see very deeply that shared human dignity and also the importance of families and the way in which migration policy often separates families. I think to the families I'd like to say partly I'm sorry for the way that my country does migration policy, and I hope that we can work as people in the United States and people outside the United States to find better ways to accept the reality that people have always moved and people will move, and moving is a very human thing, it's a human right, and I hope we can work together to make a world where humans are accepted because we all matter equally and we can all move equally. And as we work together and make that grand vision happen over time, I hope that everybody can get access to their visas and their opportunities to see their families. I know how important it is.
Hi, my name is Valentina. Yesterday when we went to the little town with all the señoras, I found it a very beautiful visit. I think what I took away the most from the visit and what made it very important to me is seeing how much these women who work so hard every day are willing to sacrifice for their children to keep living in the United States. It was pretty sad to hear about how a lot of them were being denied tourist visas to be able to go to the United States to visit their families that they haven't seen in years. But it was still inspiring to see them rally through that, continue all of their work, and then have that nice sense of community with each other, and also willing to extend that warmth and that kindness to our group. When they made us dinner, when they showed us about how they make their different crafts, it was very, very kind, and I would just like to say thank you so much for being willing to share a piece of your lives with us, and I will definitely be carrying it with me all throughout my life.
So my name is Brandon Pita. I'm a first year at Haverford College. And for me, I think the trip to Mexico was incredibly important, not just only for me, but for the group that came with me, because as we were studying migration and what that means in terms of its impact in the United States and also in Mexico and other Latin American countries, it was important for us to meet migrants and refugees firsthand, in terms of just in regards to the knowledge there was to gain just from the experiences that they had to share. And so for us, I thought it was very impactful just to come to Mexico and to be able to interact with the people that have families in the United States. And even for me personally, it had a very personal effect just because my own family came from Mexico some years ago. They came from Michoacan. And so meeting these women, especially the women from part of the cooperatives that we were able to see, was just very insightful for me, just because I don't usually get to talk about migration, what that means for these communities that stayed in Mexico as often as I'd like. So for the migrant families, because being the son of two migrants from Mexico, I think it's the migrant journey and all the experiences that come with it, whether you're in the United States or outside of the United States and you have family living in the United States. The biggest things that I always want to say is just keep hoping. It's a hard path, and there's a lot of difficulties that are going to come with that experience and that journey, but it's something that's worth it. And so I always think about my grandparents. I always think about my own parents who migrated to this country again some years ago, and it's something I'm very grateful for. And so I guess for the migrant communities, this is just something that I know the world seems like it might be against you at times, especially with the current administration in the United States, but you just got to keep pushing forward and just know that what you're doing is worth it, and it's going to be worth it in the future.
Hola, yo soy Hannah Yaki, soy una estudiante en Haverford College in Philadelphia in los Estados Unidos. The experience yesterday was really profound and a really humbling experience, I would say. I was astonished by both the women's strength and then also their hospitality towards us. It was really important that we visited with them, and so that we could kind of learn from each other just how their lives have changed, but then also how they have bonded and formed a new community, and I found that was like really powerful and amazing. I was really grateful for their welcomeness and that they were able to that we were able to eat together, and then also just talking, get to know each other a little bit. I would say for both families who are living in the United States as well as families who are left behind and who have experienced migration, I would just say that to have hope, and that I hope that you are able to build a new community across borders, like we discussed yesterday, kind of a transnational family, and that can still be really powerful. And yeah.
Thanks to IIPSOCULTA for all the work that it does, and to La Casa de los Amigos and all the families who have received us with great kindness while we've been visiting, and to all the places and people we've visited while being in Mexico who have shown us hospitality while we've been here.